What's going on, YouTube? So today, I want to talk about why, as a person, you might experience this, and you can't understand why this is happening. But I've talked to others, and I've come to this conclusion. Um, why people do this. So today, the topic we're going to talk about is why do people treat you a certain kind of way? You feel like people treat you with disrespect. They might throw shade at you, look at you with disdainment, want to be combative and argue, act as if they're irritated with you, or deliberately just ignore you. Um, and the reason why this is happening, a lot of times, either they're prejudging you, that could be the first, and when they prejudge you, they're thinking you're one way when they really don't know you as a person. They're looking at your appearance, they're looking at how you carry yourself. Um, and they make a prejudgment disposition towards you. And it happens. It happens. People will do this to you, and they don't even know you. And you question this. You haven't had a conversation with them. You haven't, in your eyes, rubbed them the wrong way. First interaction, they don't like you. Now, that could change over a period of time if they get to know you. Like, oh, you know what? I thought you were this person, but you're really that person. And you know what? Sometimes you can get at a pass. Um, Sometimes you can. Because you never know with that first initial interaction what a person's where a person's head at, the mood they're in, what they're going through at the moment, and it might not be nothing personal against you, but they look at you and they just don't care for you in that moment. But as they get to know you, that might change. And it happens. It happens. Um, the second reason could be they're envious. They won't admit it. They'll show it. You can make a statement. They got to one up you on everything and show how smart they are, or they just ignore you. Uh, they they do disrespectful things to you. Um, and there's nothing you can really do about that. Some people just gonna envy what you got, and it's just their own personal self belief of themselves and a reflection of themselves of what they lack. If they lack it, and you have something that they desire to have, then a lot of times through ego, they won't like you. They will treat you indifferent. Um, the third reason, man, they could just see favor on your life. Bottom line, like they can tell you going places. They can see you about something. They could just feel it, look at you, observe you, knowing that you got favor in your life. You want things. They are, and the number one thing people might say to you is, who does this person think they are? It could be a man or a woman on a mission. You know what I'm saying? So they feel as if You're not supposed to be on a mission because they're not on a mission. And once again, it could be a self-reflection of what they're not doing with their lives because you want something. And what you have to understand is you can't worry about that. They have to change their mindset. If you're focused on your goals, if you're focused on your mission, if you're focused on your purpose, you wouldn't really be worried about somebody else. Yes, it might not be happening in the moment, but you need to actively be working towards it. That's the number one thing. Yes, it could be frustrating, but don't look at this person's life and be thinking, wow, why do they get all the blessings and I don't get anything? Maybe it's just not your time. But if you stay the course, it will soon come to pass. So if you're wondering why you're getting treated certain ways, these could be the reasons why people do this to you. You know, it's life, man. And you can't control how people think. I mean, to a certain degree, people try, and they can influence them to think a certain kind of way if they're not the type of person that can think for themselves. But ultimately, a person's disposition towards you is just the way they look at you. You can't change that about them. They have to want to change that. And truthfully, what I feel is if don't try to make them feel comfortable. That's not your job. That's not your problem. Just remove yourself from the situation or in general, or limit your interactions with this individual, those individuals. So that's really what that really boils down to. If you're someone out there that's going through these things and you're experiencing these things, you'll understand that you might be like, wow, man, I'm just trying to live my life, and people will treat you a certain kind of way. And a lot of times it's not you, it's within them, what they're going through, and they just take it out on you. And that's not fair, but it happens. Do you feel sorry for these people? You could have pity for them, but it's not your problem. And the thing is, you just got to interact with people that are like-minded, that are supporters, not haters. Bottom line, your supporters, they're willing to support whatever you're doing, and hopefully they're bringing value to your life, and you doing the same. It's vice versa. But the haters, man, they gonna hate. They're gonna hate. They're gonna hate. And that hate can become a distraction to you because you're trying to figure out what you're doing wrong, and you're not really doing nothing wrong but living your life like you're supposed to. So continue to be understanding, continue to be open-minded, but at the same time recognize when it's just an individual you're interacting with that's just not for you. And a lot of times, first impressions are a lasting impression. Then again, that can change, depending on if a person was in a bad mood that day, whatever the case may be. But a lot of times you get a good read on a person and recognize like, wow, especially, it's one thing they're in a bad mood and they snap on you. You never know what might have happened that day earlier, or they've been going through something, they just woke up that way. But then again, if you're dealing with somebody that just multiple interactions or deliberately seems as if they just want to disrespect you or treat you a certain kind of way, then yeah, it's best to remove yourself. Yeah. But that's all I got today. I want to share that with you. Family, have a good one.